take it down today and I wanted to focus on what we have and what I really like know about with my whole like years of working in skincare. So when you start off with there's so many different forms of retinol. So a retin A is not something you can buy over the counter, just so you know.
Right.
So anything that has retin A in it is a prescription form. And that you're going to get from a doctor, only from a dermatologist that would write a script for that. And the reason is, and it's the same reason, is that it comes in, it's so damaging if you use too much. So we're not going to go into that topic because that's a whole other topic. And we do have clients that come to us and they've used too much retin A and their skin is just havoc. And that's the whole thing with like retinols, retinol hides. If you overuse it, you will damage the skin. So it's something that everyone needs. It is a form of vitamin A. It works even better. The natural ones work better versus like, I'm not going to talk about retin A. So we're just going to take it off the table because I know people are going to go, well, I use retin A. So we're not talking about retin A today. We're just talking about retinols and retinol hides. Those are the two things that we're talking about. And those are more derived naturally. So with them, you still have to be cautious. So I'm just letting you know. So they are a form of vitamin A. And with that, if you're eating foods that are high in vitamin A, you're going to actually get a better response for your body when you start using a natural product. So just, I don't know if you knew, but sweet potato, for one instance, has over 200 milligrams of vitamin A in it. Did you know that? Because, I mean, does everyone know that? No. So it's one of the things, like if you are taking a retinol product, I would say increase your sweet potato because it will help with the body. So the whole thing with the vitamin A is that you got to look at your skin. So in your 20s, you know, we're looking good. We're probably not exfoliating. We're not doing much. I mean, Deb, your 20-year-old clients, what are they doing?
Not much, but some of them don't need it, you know.
Yeah. So in your
You're not doing as
20s,
much.
unless you're acne prone, I probably wouldn't recommend it. It's great for people that are acne prone. So that I would definitely recommend it for. So you got to think about your 20s. Your skin is still sloughing off. I think it's about like in your 20s, it's like goes to I think it's like 6 to 7 days. You still are exfoliating. Your body's natural process is still exfoliating. Then you hit your 30s and it really slows down. So you go from your 20s to your 30s. Exactly, Deb. And it goes, so you're not shedding that skin. So what happens mostly is we'll see people in their 20s that have this great skin, or they think, I can tell you right now, I have friends that definitely never watch me because they can't stand to watch me on these lives. They say I'm crazy. They had great skin in their 20s. Now I look at them and I'm like, I told you girls, you need to exfoliate. You need to take care of your skin. So what happens is it stops slowing. You're not sloughing anything off naturally. So you need to bring something in, a product to enhance it. That's why getting facials regularly, exfoliating, double cleansing, sometimes triple cleansing, those are all key to help slow it down. I mean, otherwise it's just buildup. The more buildup you have, the more aging is going to show. So then you hit your 30s, and then when you hit your 40s, forget it. If you're not already taking care of your skin and using exfoliation products and masking, you're going to be in trouble. That's the whole thing. You will start to see the lines, the sagging, everything will start happening. So, I mean, you can see the difference of, Deb, with your clients that hit from their 30s to their 40s, the difference of the people taking care of their skin versus not.
It shifts a lot, and I even saw that in myself as well. There's something between, because we're losing 1% of our collagen every year. So when we start, if you think about your skin like a cushiony kitchen sponge when you first buy it, and then over the years, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, and it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So any of the damage that you have underneath there, lines and wrinkles, it just gets thinner. Everything starts to show up, whether it be pigmentation, lines, wrinkles, damage, pore size, all of it. It all shows up.
Right. So that's the thing. So for us, like with adding in like a retinol product, we carry two brands, and then there are some natural brands. So if you want to see a faster result, you probably would want to go with like either Circuit or Lucerne because their percentages are pretty high. Especially like Lucerne, they do like in their cream, they do a 0.15% of retinol.
That's high.
That's really high because you can't get more than 2%. 2% is the highest you can get from a derm. So getting a 1.5, or it's 0.15. I'm sorry, it's 0.15 because that would be too high if it was 15. That you would use. And the whole thing about it is you also want to remember that you don't dig into it. That's the whole thing. You start slow. Can you damage your skin? 100% if you're overusing it. And that's one of the biggest problems that we see is that people will recommend them to get a retinol and they'll get it and your skin looks, when you use it the first day, you're like, oh my God, I see a difference. My lines are gone, my leave-ins, this is that. My skin looks even and bright. Then they start using it consistently. It's not good. So you don't want to use something like that consistently. And it's also, it can be really problematic. I mean, you can really cause damage to the skin. Deb, have you seen anything with your clients that have had any damage?
Not so much. Well, so I've seen one client who did damage to her skin with overusing Retin-A, the drug, from her dermatologist. I do have some clients. Most of my clients I talk to a lot about the retinols, so I get them to tap the brakes a little bit and have them pay attention to their skin. I've got a client who's so sensitive that she uses her retinol once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because she sloughs off a lot of dead skin. Now, what I do have to say about that, though, is it'll be good for her to slowly increase it because you do build up, you can be a little bit sensitive. And so it's good to start with a lower dose and then build it up. But just like over exfoliating, you can do it too much. Everybody's skin's a little bit different. So you want to find the appropriate sweet spot for your skin's type so that you're getting the cell turnover, the smoothing, the stimulating your collagen without overtaxing the skin. It's like over exfoliating. Right. A little exfoliation is great, but too much you create inflammation. You need to let the skin rebound and regenerate.
Yeah, so like in a perfect world, you think about it as we get older with our skin. Like, let's say here, if you're not taking care of this part at all, what's going on down here? Don't look at my horrible, like, white, pale, pasty arms. But so the whole thing is that you want to get down to the dermis and you want to start pulling and rebuilding. And that's what the retinol does, is it will help rebuild the collagen, elastin. It helps push everything up. So that's the whole thing. And then if you're using it consistently, you really do see dramatic differences. I mean, I would definitely say, someone's asking, can you use vitamin C? Absolutely use vitamin C. But you have to know, one thing we're also advocate is, Deb sent me an article last night. I don't agree that you can go in the sun with using any retinol product whatsoever. I just think it's not something you want to do because it does make you more susceptible to get sun damage. And that's one of the things we tell people when they're using something, stay out of the sun. It's summertime and you want to use it, that's fine. Wear a hat, wear sunscreen. Now we're wearing masks, so I guess you could wear it all the time, right? So it wouldn't be such a
at least partially, yeah.
You know, I think that's the key, is to making sure that you're using the right product. And it is a product, everyone's always like, can I use it? Should I use it? It's, you know, and I think everyone should use it, especially if you're over like 30, in your 30s. I think you should start using it. That would be my recommendation. And I think that like Circuit does a great one too. They do their Infusion A. They use a special patent which is called Ionic A. And theirs is a retinol hide. So theirs is like a serum. It's easy. The price point is like affordable for everybody. And you would use that in, how often would you use this? It depends on your skin. So if you're sensitive, I will tell you the difference between the two products. So if we go with the Circuit product, the serum is great because it's affordable. It's $80. It's not going to break your bank.
Super affordable.
And it lasts a very long time.
And it's very potent.
It's very potent. So I always recommend this. I like this product more for my acneic clients because I feel like you really do see something dramatically, like especially with acneic. I seem to think that this product works a little bit, not better, but it's not as rich as the Lucerne. And you can use this with something else on top.
Yeah, with this Circuit serum for that retinol serum, you can plug it into your skincare routine that you already have. So especially if you are acneic, you probably have a lighter moisturizer just so that you're hydrating your skin. So you can put the Infusion A serum underneath it and then your light moisturizer on top, get all the benefits without the Lucerne Nuit is a little bit more richer.
Yeah, it's definitely, this is way richer.
everything all encompassed. It's hyaluronic acid, it's anti-agers, and it's a really rich moisturizing. I wore it last night and I woke up feeling hydrated.
Yeah,
and
your skin looks amazing.
Dry.
It's like gorgeous.
Thank you. And I am so dry that it's ridiculous. So that would be one thing. There are two versions of the Lucerne Nui. One is a little bit lighter than the other, but depending on how oily you are or not, there's some of that. And then the Lucerne Nui is its own moisturizer. That's all you put on. Yeah, that's your night moisturizer. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I think that everyone can incorporate. I would suggest if someone was like starting in their 30s, I would definitely say that I would incorporate a retinol product in your 30s. I don't think you need a lot of it, but I definitely think it's something that I would incorporate. Getting to like end of 30s, like 30, especially 35 to 38, you need it. Then you would really start doing it.
That's a huge change. I feel like
your skin,
hormonally
yeah,
and with the body, it's a huge change. Everything shifts around that time, really.
Yeah, so I think that also you have to understand that, like Deb was saying, like we lose. So really it starts when you're 30s. You start losing, I think it's like 15%. 15% in your 30s, and your 40s goes all the way to like 42% of collagen starts losing. And then your 50s,
it's really,
you're over.
We're like on a drop off, like the Mariana Trench.
It just goes like that. It just spirals down. So that's why you want to make sure all of this, if you're taking care of this, you need to start taking care of this and get this to rise up so that you're getting all the good nutrients, you're getting the collagen to rebuild, because that's the whole thing with the sagging skin, with the wrinkles. I have seen on myself from using, I use both. This one, I have to be honest, I'm a sensitive monkey, and I'm only calling myself because, this one, when I first used this product, I was shocked. I was like blown away because my skin, I have a lot of freckles, and it was just like, oh my God, my skin looked amazing. I had no wrinkles. I was like, oh my God, I'm so on board with this. I didn't even listen to what I'm telling you right now, and I was using it every single day. I don't think you were with us, Deb, when we first got that product in.
No.
But I know everyone else was using it, and all of a sudden, I got tons of whiteheads. And I was like, oh my God, I'm totally allergic. I wasn't allergic. I was overusing the product. So that's what will happen if you keep overusing something like that. So even though it's natural, it still is effective.
So Stacey, what was that when you were getting the whiteheads? Was it just so active for your skin that your skin started to like overproduce oil?
My skin was
too much activity?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what happens when you're using something that's too aggressive for your skin will purge out, and that will cause you to have these little whiteheads that happen all over, especially for someone. I'm not very acneic, so for the most part, I mean, you see my skin. Am I acne prone? Not really.
No. Yes. Like you never break out.
Yeah, so I'm pretty lucky on that, unless I eat corn.
Yes.
I'm pretty lucky on that aspect. But when you do overstimulate, then that's the whole thing. You will get that purge in your skin, and especially like the little whiteheads. So that for this product, for someone sensitive, I would say you would only use this like once a week. Yeah. And the same with the Lucerne. I can only use it once a week. I use the Lucerne, the neck one, because they have a neck and décolleté, which that is, after doing all these like lives, I've noticed, oh my God, my skin looks good, but what about my neck and décolleté is not looking so good. So I use this one. That for some reason, my neck and décolleté, I have no issue. I can use it every night. It doesn't bother me. But I do it like about 3 or 4 times a week, that one.
Right.
But the face one, I can only use it like twice a month. I'm just too sensitive.
I was because I can use it a couple times a week, but I can say, like, to tap onto what Stacey was saying before, when we first got this Lucerne Nui retinol, I used it the first night and I thought, oh my God, my skin looks bright, glowing, my pores look smaller, everything looks really smooth. It was kind of magical. It was like my Snapchat filter. It's like, this is so great. And then I kept using it, and after a couple days, I had just a couple little pimples. I can be sensitive. It was just too much, too fast for me, so I had to rein it back. It just depends on your skin and whether you try it out and experiment a little bit at home, or you talk to us or your esthetician about it. They'll help you find the sweet spot for you.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that is key to know, some people were asking me like the price point, like they're like, oh, Lucerne is like, theirs I think is $263 for their for this lovely, which is $265. I have to say it lasts me over 6 months. Because you really use a lot, and we have clients. I mean, for me, someone sensitive, it definitely lasts about 6 months. until my husband got a hold of it. And the other thing that it's amazing for,
Yes.
which is so crazy, if anyone has psoriasis. Like literally, if you, I know it's an
Really?
expensive thing for psoriasis, but it takes it away. Like literally within like 3 days, gone completely.
Well, what they are saying about retinols is that they alter the gene expression. So it actually is kind of a deep level of skin healing, along with stimulating all that collagen production and stuff. So I think that actually that makes sense if you're looking at deep healing and with a clean, natural retinol and other ingredients that are calming and protective to the skin. That's interesting. I'm going to have to try that. Somebody was asking what the difference is. So retinol is a vitamin A. It's not an acid. Lactic acid, glycolic acid, malic acids. Those are acids, and those are chemical exfoliants to the skin. Retinols aren't actually exfoliants. You might slough off skin because it does speed up cell turnover, but it's not an exfoliant. They're a little bit different. What about eczema? Stacey, what do you think about eczema?
So with eczema is a little tricky depending where you're, if it's all over your face. Rosalie, do you have eczema?
She gets very sensitive around her eyes.
So I would not put it on eczema, to be honest. Straight on eczema, I would avoid that area. So psoriasis, it's great. My husband, he would kill me for telling you this. He doesn't watch, he doesn't do social media, so he never knows. He has it really bad on his leg, and we were trying everything, and I don't want him to get a steroid. So we put that on
juices.
There. No, you cannot put it on your sty. Are you crazy?
No, do not put it anywhere near your eye.
She's joking. She's totally joking. I think she's joking. Sam, you're joking.
If you're joking, amazing. If you're not joking, please don't put it near a sty. Colloidal silver gel.
Yes, she got that, so she knows.
Okay.
I hope you're joking. Yeah, eczema, it can be tricky with eczema depending on, it might be too irritant for eczema, so I would not put it on eczema. The difference with, and if you, Rosalie, like, text me afterwards and show me where you have it, because if it's on your body part, that's different than your face.
We'll run a test run.
Yeah. I knew you were joking. So,
God, thank God.
So one of the things that people like always are asking about it, it's you definitely need to still do a physical exfoliant first. You can't just buy a retinol product and expect to get miracles.
Yeah.
It's your elbows would be great. I was going to say your face is fine. Your elbows, it actually would be perfect. It took my husband's away just like that. Like literally like 2 or 3 days it was gone. Yeah, it's the best stuff. So I totally lost what I was saying because I got onto that. For physical exfoliants. So Deb, what would you recommend for people to use for physical exfoliant?
So I think particularly if I know that I'm going to do the retinol. So knew that I wanted to do the retinol tonight before this live and sleepiness and all that good stuff. You're welcome, Rosalie. So I do want a physical exfoliant before the retinol. I just want to make sure it's a really gentle one because the retinol will get me a little bit tingly. So personally, I do love the Lucerne Micro Scrub. I talk about it all the time. Like all my clients have it because I'm crazy about it. I'm very passionate about it. So it's a creamy base. It's an anti-aging vitamin C brightening base of a cream cleanser with really soft spherical jojoba beads in it. So they just gently polish and help sweep away the excess dead surface skin cells. So when you get that retinol on, it's really working on fresh skin, but it's not irritated skin. That's I would not suggest like a more of a crystal or a more intense exfoliant unless you have like really thick skin that's not sensitive to anything.
Right. Sometimes for me, I personally like to do a mask before I put it on.
Ooh.
So I'll do any like a lactic acid mask to get it kind of lifted up. I do like the Circuit Double Trouble.
Do you do the Double Trouble or the Mocha Loca?
Yes, I'll do one of those, and then I'll put the I do use the Lucerne. I'm sorry, sorry Circuit, but I do love the Lucerne Intense, and I do feel that like when I put the my lactic acid mask on, I leave it on for about like 6 minutes. Then
you're doing the home peel. You're doing the home peel.
The home peel, and then I will put that on top, and then I wake up in the morning, and my skin is just amazing. But then I don't exfoliate for about like 3 days after.
Right. Because you don't need to.
And so that's the biggest thing. I think if you're going to buy retinol, don't over exfoliate, but make sure
Yeah.
you do exfoliate before you use the product to get the best results. And then
Yeah.
the other thing is that the reason they are a little bit more pricey, because you can go, I know people are going to Target and they're like, oh, someone sent me this. What about this retinol? And I'm like, well, that's great, but it's a $7 retinol. You're getting what you're paying for, basically. So,
Right.
that's just kind of where I am with it. I'm sure they're great and they're using more extracts, because a lot of the over-the-counter ones are totally different. But we are
They're just
getting
not as
higher
potent.
percentages.
Yeah,
That's the
they're
whole
not
thing.
as potent, lower percentages, and they're not as potent. I've seen a lot of stuff even at some of the kind of the department stores and the skincare shops where there's there's a lot of retinols
Yes.
out there that are also almost as expensive as the Circuit, which
Yeah.
is like a professional product. I'll see stuff for $60, $70, $80 at some of these other stores, and it's not professional, and I know it's nowhere near as strong. And so when clients are asking me about a bunch of the lines that are out there that are popular on social media and they have a lot of marketing, it might be natural or mostly natural, but they're just not anywhere as strong for the money. So people ask me about lines all the time, and I keep bringing them back to a handful of lines because I know that
that's just what it is. It is
you're getting what you're paying for.
Yeah, you do get what you pay for. That's the whole thing. So you kind of have to like pick and choose your battles. The other thing I strongly recommend if you are going to do any retinols is sunscreen is key. And I've been in this industry for like 30 years, and I will tell you the one thing that slows down the aging process is SPF. I don't care how you use it, but SPF is the one thing that you need. So if you're doing any kind of retinol, any kind of lightening, brightening, please make sure that you're doing a good SPF and you're reapplying.
Reapplying SPF 30 and reapply every 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Yes.
It's not about being a ghost. It's not about being Casper. It's really literally just about using your SPF to protect your collagen from the UV rays and bringing on all the wrinkles. That's it.
Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm sure that we'll probably have to do another one on the different forms. Eat your sweet potatoes, eat your mackerel, take your retinol, and your skin will be glowing. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Deb. Bye.
Thanks, Stacey. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Bye.